Welcome to the Patient Heart Podcast. I'm Krista.
And I'm Leon, and we are here to share the stories of the patient heart.
From raising children to entrepreneurship to spirituality and even our relationship, our intention for this podcast is to come together and express our creativity.
The patient heart brought us back together, and we are so grateful to share this journey with you. Let's dive in.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to...
Sorry about that.
You should have seen his face. So we're on episode 3. We are talking about our future today.
Yeah.
So last 2 episodes, we started off with our past, just kind of letting you guys in on how our love story / life was before. Mm-hmm. And last episode was what we're up to right now.
Present time, yep.
Yep. And now we're kind of future casting, looking a little bit further ahead.
Looking at our hopes, our goals,
our
dreams.
Yeah.
And just our family as a whole.
Yeah. Yeah, we're going to just kind of weave you through some of our goals and, you know, how we come up with them, I guess, and how we work towards them and what we do when things change, because that's happened many of times in our relationship.
A lot of stuff has changed, okay?
Yeah, so, yeah, welcome back. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for coming back.
And if you're new here, thank you for stopping by.
Thanks for joining. You should go listen to the first 2.
Yeah.
So our daughter's sleeping tonight. That's why we're hopefully recording at least 1, if not 2. While she sleeps. But so let's dive in. I'm super excited to be back at this. We had so much fun last time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
I enjoyed doing this with you.
Yeah. So I just kind of want to talk about, like, I know this is going back into our past. I just don't feel like we touched on it in the first episode, but like we had totally different plans for our life before we got pregnant.
Yeah.
Like totally different plans. And I know this is going to be part of another episode. But yeah, if you want to just talk about like where you were at with, you know, your career goals, I guess, and where that was like kind of leading our family and how we took a major swerve there.
For sure. So as all y'all know, I was working for Loblaws as a franchisee candidate.
Yeah.
So that basically means that you'll eventually own your own store for no frills, is what I was going through to be an owner for.
Yeah.
And my goal was to get a store and then start a family.
Yeah.
And that actually changed before the whole family came.
Yeah.
I just started feeling a little bit unsatisfied with my job and just...
It was pretty crazy times too.
Yeah,
like
things were changing within the company and I didn't like where it was heading, and that's like, I think that's okay. You're allowed to like and not like where things go.
Yeah.
And then I just kind of want to be more at home with Krista as well too for a little.
But like I remember us talking about like you owning a store and me working there and then like us trying to start a family and like settle down, and we were like, it's an investment to buy a store. It's an investment, you know. We were like, we're gonna buy a store, we're gonna buy a house, we're gonna like do all these things, and then we'll have our family.
Yeah, it was basically like a 5-year plan.
Yeah, and that like, all literally changed in like less than a year.
Yeah
Really,
it was quick.
It was quick. We have decided we're on like an accelerated timeline.
Yeah.
And we don't do anything slow. Nothing is slow-mo in our life.
It can't be.
But yeah, it was really interesting because I know like we were gunning so hard for like you to get that store in Saskatoon. And then when that didn't happen, it was like we had to change our whole mindset, it felt, on like our air quotes career goals. And I say that in air quotes because we
didn't know when the next store was going to come up or where it was going to be. And there's always other stores in the talks of like where they could be, so we kind of mapped it out where we would kind of like to live, where these stores could possibly be.
But like everyone else who's already had seniority would have gotten those better stores. Like we would have been stuck in the middle of nowhere problem. Like if you think about now where your friends are, they had to get small towns or like whatever.
Yeah, and it all comes to like in who's best for those stores. I'm sure, honestly, if I would have stayed in Toronto, we would have moved back to Toronto. I probably would have got a store in Toronto.
Yeah, they were always gunning for you to get a store in Toronto.
Mm-hmm. I just wasn't. I don't like the city.
Fucking God, we didn't do that. I would not.
I don't
live
like.
in Toronto.
I'm not a city person.
No.
At all.
No.
I like to go to a city for like
That's
a weekend
fine,
and just kind of look up, and I'll look up all the like tall buildings, and it's like, wow, they're huge. But then like
that's about it.
After that, I'm going to go back to slower paced country town.
Yeah.
You know.
We literally like can't see our neighbors.
Yeah.
It's like if you just side. Like looked out any of our windows, you wouldn't even know that we had neighbors.
Yeah, I can like go outside in the morning and howl like a wolf, and no one's gonna hear me.
We could literally do it on the deck.
We have. Sorry, Lori.
Sorry, Mom. As soon as I said it, I was like, shit. But yeah, it's so funny. Like, even I guess like even pushing it way further back than you even moving to Regina. Like, your career goals.
Yeah, we're totally different.
Totally different. And now it's like you don't like work. Your goal in life is not to like move up a huge time in a career. It's like change now, I feel like, to family.
Yes.
And like a slower pace and like a more simplistic life than opposed to like, climbing corporate ladder.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying you won't do that at your current job. Who knows what's going to shake out, but it just doesn't feel like that's like the goal.
Yeah, and like before even then, like my goals were to become a professional soccer player.
That's so true, yeah.
Which was like, it could have happened, to be honest with you guys.
Yeah.
I was very young and I was very skilled and very played out. Well, skilled. I had good.
And you were.
That was good skill, but I had a really good hard work ethic.
Exactly. And you were totally like trainable, or I don't know if that's the right word.
Yeah. So when I was very young, I got asked to go play train with the farm team for the Toronto FC.
Which is pretty huge.
Pretty huge, yeah.
For what age were you? 16?
I was 14. 14 at the time. Holy shoot. And so I would have trained with them, and then eventually, hopefully, I would have got to play for Toronto FC, and then move further on.
Well, didn't you get asked to go like to Europe or no?
Yeah, I got asked to go to Ireland. When I was 18. To go over there.
Yeah.
And then when I was 21, I got asked to go to France.
Yeah.
To play over there. I had really good soccer career.
Yeah, you easily could have taken you many times. It feels like looking back, many times you could have chosen a totally different path. I mean, I guess everybody can like retrospect into their life and think, oh, if I chose that path, but like career wise, he's a Capricorn. You've had career goals since literally the minute you were birthed into this planet.
Yes, I know. But I think about my life, if I would have like done those things.
Yeah.
I would have.
How things would be different.
Things would be so different. Like Lil wouldn't be here. Your
values would have just been completely different.
They would have been different, yeah.
And that's kind of like anyways, we have a whole nother show about that. We've got so many great ideas, but like that's like the wild thing about looking back on especially career stuff, and like because we were thinking about what to chat about on this episode, because I said I don't want to dive too deep into our future because I do get a little overwhelmed. I'm a little less, I'm great at like day-to-day, week-to-week planning, but 5 year down the road can't do it.
I can do that for like till the cows come home. I love it. It's like
you're so good at
I can write out a 5-year plan and like
and do everything in your power to achieve it.
Yeah, but even if half of them don't happen on there, is a certain reason why it happened.
I know. I think for me though, when things don't happen, I feel like this just sense of like failure, and like I'm failing myself, and like if it was like you and I want to buy a house, then you're involved. Now I've failed you. Like it's a weird psychological thing. Yeah, I just I'm so great with like day to day planning, and then when it becomes
a little bit more than a month or so.
Well, yeah, like we're even trying to figure out like baby number 2, which is technically our future, because he or she's not here yet. But
69 days now.
169 days.
But who's counting?
Literally, Leon has a counter in his phone. But yeah, like we're like thinking about that, and I said, well, we got to talk to our landlord. Like we got to make sure we have our like house situated. And like I was going thinking like
already situated, like
we're here to stay for a while, but if I think too far, I'm like
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so anyways, yeah, seriously.
What about you? What were your goals before all this?
Before everything literally uprooted and changed,
Mm-hmm.
I went to college in hopes to like move to a huge city.
Mm-hmm.
And like Vancouver or even in the States somewhere and work for a magazine. Like my goal out of college was to like climb up the retail / fashion corporate ladder and end up in a magazine somewhere. Because that was like, and I still love doing that sort of stuff.
Yes.
I love like visually creating things.
Which you were really good at.
Yeah, I dig it. And I remember making a magazine in college, and that was like literally, I still have that photo, and it was like the coolest thing I feel like I ever did. Spread in a magazine. But yeah, that was my goal. And I mean, I didn't like push super hard for it. I kind of let things organically happen, but I knew since the day I like registered for college that like I was going to like climb the ladder somehow, some way in fashion.
Right.
I wasn't going to be a designer. I got that on my head. I really wanted to be.
Right.
And I'm not good at art, apparently.
You're pretty decent at art. I like your artwork.
Well, thanks, but yeah, that was a sad realization because I really wanted to be a designer.
Right.
And then anyway, so I went to school for fashion marketing management is what it's called now. What was it called when we went? Merchandising?
Fashion merchandising, yeah.
Yeah. So like there's so much you could have done. I could have done with that. I co-opted H&M. I did like merchandising there. I managed. I did all the things. And I was like, I'm going to climb up this corporate ladder. I'm going to be a DM and travel everywhere. And then I'm going to like be a VP and all these, find my company and do that. But basically when I met my ex-husband, he was like, what are you doing in retail? Like you work fucking till 10 o'clock at night. You work crazy hours downtown Regina, which is not the safest place to be at like 10 o'clock at night. And it just didn't feel like a career anymore. Even though I felt like that, I let someone else like come in and kind of infiltrate my life goals.
Yeah.
So after that, I feel like none of the goals that I had were really mine. I feel like they were a lot of like projections and because then I got into finance.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I really need an RSP and I really need a benefit package. And get paid like the least amount of money to do the best job I can possibly do, which I was super great in admin because, I'm super organized. Everybody wanted me to be their assistant, which was nice to know. But yeah, so that was like a goal that wasn't mine. And then all of a sudden when I realized I just wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I actually wanted that since like little. Like when you're talking about you being a soccer player, gifted, like I always wanted to own my own store. And I was gonna like, either design the clothes that went in it or like, so yeah. Fashion was a big part of the fashion industry was a big part of my goal as a child and moving into, high school and college, but you guys should see what I wear now.
We're actually wearing our pajamas.
We're in our jammies, yeah. Which are not that fashionable.
No.
Like, do people wear cute pajamas?
Some people do. I find that like...
I don't wear cute pajamas.
Yeah, like your 90s.
That's, I think, a joke, you guys. They're really old lady-ish. I like wearing 90s. They're the most comfortable.
I totally wear like a full on.
Would you wear like a button-down shirt?
Oh, hell yeah.
Would you wear
Silk.
like I was just going to say. I could
with the hat. With a little, yeah. Oh my goodness.
The sleep cap?
Mm-hmm.
Sleep bonnet? With a matching eye cover?
Oh, for sure. My slippers. I get out of bed and just slip into my slippers, and like that'd probably be my attire for the the first morning, like till noon at least. On my days off, just like.
I just can't picture it. Would you have like an L embroidered?
Oh, LP.
LP.
Yeah, in gold letters. It would be a black silk, and it would be LP in gold letters.
And then would I have to wear like a matching one that had my initials engraved on them or embroidered on them?
You could. I'm
not into that. I'm not thinking about sleeping in a long sleeve shirt.
I know, but
even in the winter, I'm just like.
I would do it just to have the feeling.
I think silk would be nice to wear.
Mm-hmm. It would be so comfy on the body.
But like, do you think a button up would like your buttons would like?
I don't even care if they poke me.
I would totally care.
I sleep on my stomach, and I think I'd just be like, you know what, this is part of it. This is part of the experience.
So Speaking of sleeping, like, does anybody here, if you do and you're listening to this, sleep with mouth tape? This is like a new thing that I just read about, and I feel like it's very bizarre.
That is really weird.
It sounds kind of weird.
You tape your lips together. So
you tape your lips together so you breathe through your nose, and apparently it's an air quotes biohack.
What are you biohacking?
Your sleep. Apparently it's optimal for sleeping.
What's optimal for sleeping?
Closing your damn eyes and go to sleep.
Yeah.
And not using your phone before bed.
Also not having kids.
Yeah, optimal for sleep. Don't have a baby.
Or 2 dogs or 2 cats.
Yeah, just anything. You know what? Don't even have anybody or anything in your house, and you're gonna get a great sleep.
Just be lonely.
Just be lonely and alone.
You will have a good sleep.
Even lonely and alone people don't have good sleeps.
Well,
because then they're all up thinking about shit or whatever.
That's true. Well, I'm so alone. I wish I had 2 dogs, 2 cats, and a baby.
And then you have the 2 dogs and 2 cats and a baby, and you're like, wow, I wish I could get a freaking hour of sleep.
Actually, we had really good sleep last night.
We did.
First time through the entire night.
And you slept through the entire night, which is basically unheard of.
I never sleep. I think the most sleep I ever normally get is like 4 hours.
So would like a future goal for you to be getting a better sleep?
A future goal would be to get 4 hours and 5 minutes.
Instead of his usual 3 hours of sleep. My God, I don't know how you function.
It's I'm just a bad sleeper.
I know, you've been a bad sleeper since the day I met you. Yeah. Since probably the day you became a goal-setting, career-driven baby.
Mm-hmm.
You've
had
a bad sleep.
Time for sleep. Must complete my goals.
He must go. Well, how old were you when you had your first job?
Oh my God, my mom had me freaking strawberry picking at like 7 years old.
Yeah, right.
Fucking 5, sorry, my language, but I forget what time I get up. 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, at 7 years old.
Yeah, go out and pick strawberries and then...
Hence your work drive and your goal-setting ability.
Yeah.
You were probably saving money for like...
That was like video games.
Oh, okay, with video games. I was going to say college.
College. Oh, but that's a sensible thing to do.
You're not a Virgo.
I save my money for video games and animes. Like anime DVDs.
You know, literally had like $5,000 worth of DVDs.
Oh yeah. Probably more than that, but $5,000 easily. Dollars worth of I don't know. You guys know what anime is, but it's awesome.
Of course they do.
I still love it.
I know what it is.
I still love anime, and yeah.
I can't fucking stand it.
Lil and I, we watch it when mom's busy doing other things.
You guys watch it. I will never watch some cartoon for 30 minutes.
One time Krista was sleeping, so we're going off track here.
We're way off track.
Krista was sleeping, and the new Dragon Ball Z movie, well, it's older now, but Dragon Ball Z Brawly came out.
Was this when Lil was a baby?
Lil was a baby. And Krista was taking a nap on the couch, and me and Lil were watching Dragon Ball Z. And if you know what Dragon Ball Z is, like, literally just screaming, powering up, is what I call it. And when you power up, you have to yell. Like, it's just.
So what character was powering up?
Oh, many characters were powering up.
Simultaneously.
So Chris was like in her like sleep but kind of like awake, and all she can hear is going and I was like
for like a solid half hour.
Yeah, it was awesome.
It was a long
time. If you would have watched it, you probably would have got the whole concept of it.
But I would still would have passed like skip this fucking 30-minute screaming fest. Like my ears can't handle that.
It was good. I don't know. She was a Sailor Mooner. I was Dragon Ball Z.
You were with what?
You were a Sailor Mooner. You watched Sailor Moon.
I don't even know. Like, I know I remember Sailor Moon, but I don't remember lots of stuff from my childhood. I have a terrible memory.
Oh, Sailor Moon was alright. She wasn't as cool as Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, well, she seems pretty cool. Okay,
let's get back on track.
Let's circle back, because we could probably talk about nonsense for a long time, too.
Yeah, we are nonsense.
We really are at like 20 minutes of... Okay, so we talked about Okay, so then... Basically what we wanted to share was like how different our goals were before we got pregnant, and then how everything kind of swerved from there. Like you literally quit your long-time career, and I mean I was still doing my own little thing, but like I feel like the value of like working for life changed to like having a family and like working
to support our family.
To support our family and like showing our kids how important it is to have, you know, this ability to work or this drive to work, but not everything revolving around work. It was like our family, everything revolved around our family.
Yeah.
She wasn't even born yet, and we were like, we're like, I want to stay home because I want to like be at every appointment.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to miss anything.
Yeah, like I left 100 plus. You know, a 6-figure job easily.
Yeah, oh, for sure, yeah. huge.
To just, I wanted to be with my family. I knew, and I didn't, I probably wouldn't have gotten a store for 4 or 5 years.
It would have been a lot of traveling, and we talked about this, I think, on the last one, of, like, you leaving.
Yeah.
And, like, for 2 weeks and coming home and your daughter not knowing who you are. Like, that I feel like that hit you so hard in the heart that, like, that flipped your switch in your brain being like, I no longer value that as much as I value family.
Yeah. And, like, as much as, like, I, like, enjoyed the job,
Yeah.
And necessarily, I didn't feel like I was good at the job. Which is, like...
That's interesting.
Which is, like, I did the job.
But now you feel like you do.
But
good job.
Yeah, the job that I'm doing now, I feel like I'm, like, decent at it.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it a lot.
Yeah.
There's a couple jobs I've had there I'm just like,
I'm not good at this.
I don't think I'm good at this.
Yeah.
I don't think, like, I'm meant to be in this role,
Yeah.
And there's, like, and someone more suitable for this role. And I don't, like, know, I think I would have been a decent store owner, but I think I would have wanted to be the best.
Yeah. I could totally I feel like the way that you used to, like, maneuver jobs versus now is totally different. I feel like you really wanted to, like, please everybody and do your best, which is a great quality to have, but it kind of consumed you. And now, of course, you want to do that, but it just doesn't seem as, like, pressure cooker. Maybe it is still, but it doesn't seem like it.
Yeah, like, you still want to do a good job, but it's just I'm not in a leadership position anymore.
Yeah, leadership positions are hard. I was not a good manager.
And the
way
thing
too
is,
sensitive.
And I think I was just too nice.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and you cared about
I'd give everyone
everybody.
vacation and it'd just be me working.
He would work for like 12 hours just to cover.
Just to cover everybody, So it's just kind of like...
so silly.
It's I don't know, the pressure... That kind of pressure I don't like. You put me in like a soccer, and it's like a gold medal game or whatever, and you're in a shootout, and I'm cool as a cucumber because I know I got this.
Yeah.
But you put me in a leadership position of like, you got to manage a team of people and like you got to meet quotas or whatever. I'm just more worried about like their well-being than meeting this quota. And I just like that is how it should be because.
And so there are people who are really good at that.
Yeah,
and that's good for them to do those jobs.
Like if you want to like hit numbers and stuff like that, it's like that's not for me. And it became about hitting numbers and and pushing people and like you're pushing them harder and they're just getting still the same result. Yeah. And I know everything's not about money, but like if someone were to say like, "Hey Leon, like I need you to do this, this, and this, and this on top of what you normally do," I'm kind of like expecting a little bit more compensation.
For sure, yeah.
And even though like a lot of us would be like, "Yeah, I'll do that for free, whatever."
But work doesn't feel like it should be for free.
Yeah, but like nowadays it seems like it's just like we're trying to squeeze every single last bit of everything out of everybody.
Yeah, totally.
And give them less instead of not giving them what they had before, but we're trying to give them less.
Yeah.
And squeeze more out of them.
Yeah.
So it's not the kind of thing that I want to teach my daughter and go through because
I agree.
I would do it until there was nothing left of me. Yeah. And Krista saw me like pretty much burnt out a lot.
Totally burnt out. And like physically, like you would hurt your back or you would like be sick and you're not a sick person and you're not like you don't get injured.
I don't get injured very easily. No. And like, it's weird. Like, I'd be burnt out, but I'd still be going, Or when you when you hit burnout, you kind of stop and you're like, oh my goodness, like I'd be burnt out.
Yeah.
And still
I was kind of worried about you a couple times.
But like, that's just honestly the corporate world sometimes.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that Loblaws is bad or anything like that. Like, it's a really great company, and they have good core values, and like I love their, what's it called? Blue culture meetings. Oh my goodness, I love those. The interactive, it was just great.
But that like just goes to show that it's not about the company. I mean, the company changed because everything evolves, but it's like it's so interesting how your goals changed, and like. That's kind of the next point I want to talk about because I feel like I'm not good with change. You're better with change. But like adapting when our goals change and our life changes, which then would need us to change our goals and our plans. Yeah. Like I feel like, how did you get through that? Because I don't know. The first trimester of both pregnancies with our daughter, or I don't want to say our daughters, but our kids, I was in such a mentally stuck place because I couldn't adapt to the change that was coming. And like my goals just went to shit because I had no clue. I had like no way of focusing and you know, whereas I feel like you were just like, swerve, I'm here.
I think, well, I've always wanted kids. You know, kids was like a big part of like
what you wanted.
What I've always wanted.
Yeah.
Like I think my purpose was to have kids, and I believe that I was brought here to be a great father. You know, and to try to be the best father I possibly can be. So when I found out Lil was coming and all the other goals that I had, you know, had to kind of go out the window, I was happy with that. Yeah. And
it just felt right.
It just felt right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like owning a store, becoming a personal trainer, and all these things, you know, just it didn't matter anymore. What mattered was our daughter, and my only goal is to provide a great living for my family. Yeah. And that I knew I could do because it doesn't matter what I was doing. Like even if I had to climb the corporate ladder again, I would have done it. Yeah. Yeah. And I would have done it with ease because I would have had a passion and something driving
like a
me,
purpose,
driving me more, driving me more.
Other than like selfishness or like your ego being like, I should do this.
Yeah, like why do you want to own a store? Oh, so I can make $100,000 plus a year. Right. You know, like.
And I can be called the store owner.
Yeah, you know, it's like it says Leon Snowfro or something like that. Yeah. And like all those things are just like they're for me. You know, they're not for anything really. It's just, and like that's why I probably would have done it. But now I have like, I know I feel like I don't mind. Like I work really long hours. Like I'm gone for 15, 16 hours a day. Yeah. You know, and I'm working for 12 of those hours, and it's pretty labor intensive physical work, right? Yeah. And I'm happy because I'm just like.
He's so happy. Like sometimes I get home, I'm like, what the fuck? How are you this happy after working that hard? I'd be miserable.
No, it's
I'd be exhausted.
But I just have a purpose. Like my family is my purpose, and like it's just like it's honestly it's really good money for less of the headaches of managing people and making sure that everyone's okay, and like if you're doing a good job, like you know, because you can do a good job or you think you're doing a good job and they can go talk behind your back and say, wow, like you're a shitty manager. So exactly. And I'm sure that's happened, you know, and it's just because one, I don't think that I'm meant to do that sort of position, so obviously that's going to come out into the world, you know, and this is what I feel like I'm good at and I'm making more money, so it's just like and
I feel like it fulfills the goal, the actual goal, not the like the career ego goal that you had for so long. And I'm not just saying you, but lots of people do that, right?
It's like providing for my family is
and awesome. Also I feel like even more than just financially, like showing the kids, like, you know, to work hard. Now I have like a glitch in my brain about this because I don't want our children to go into like corporate jobs. I want them to be little entrepreneurs and self-sufficient, but who knows what their destiny holds. So I gotta unstuck that stickness in my brain.
They'll do what they love. It's just showing them to do what they love.
Yeah, okay, beautiful. That's
just
good.
Showing them to do what they love. Yeah. And to know that sometimes the things they love, it may be a little bit more work than they expect, but if they truly love it, they're going to be willing to do the work that they need to. And like that's part of like I don't know, my goal in life is to show our daughters. I keep saying daughters because I always feel like I can only have girls. I have it in my head that I only have, what is it thing called? The
X chromosome. I only have the X chromosome in the sperm, and I can only produce We don't daughters. Know for sure yet, but
I have a feeling that like I knew Lil was a girl right away. Like,
we both knew Lil was a girl like immediately, and this one I've been all over the place.
And I jumped, like I said it was a girl from the beginning, and then I was like, oh, maybe it's a boy. But then
today you saw like a sweet little boy's outfit, and you're like, oh, it would be kind of cool. Yeah. And then now you're like, no, it's a girl.
Yeah, it's a girl. Yeah. But this is good. Like I'm cool with being a girl dad. It's easy. Not easy. Well, it's
cool right now.
It's cool. Yeah.
We'll see let you know in a couple years.
Yeah, it's when they're teenagers. We'll see what happens.
We'll let you know in 15 years.
But as I got older, and as I'm getting older, each day goes by, I'm just like, my goals are still shifting a little bit more and more. Like, Like I want Lil just to see that she can do what she loves and provide for her family.
Yeah.
And like even doing this podcast and like setting myself up for another YouTube channel and stuff like that. These are things I love doing.
Yeah.
And who knows? Like what there's
the potential and possibility are
limitless. Yes.
Yeah.
And if they see us succeed in that, or
and like have fun
and have fun with it, like it's just like they can be like, oh, you know, like if I do want to become somewhere in the corporate, or whatever, I could do that. But if I see that I want to do like, you know, want to own my own business and enjoy it, like make candles or whatever, she's like, you know, or be an artist, like, and she can do that, and but she just knows that she just puts in the work and the time and so that she can succeed at that. And
that's, I think, a big thing for like our future is this idea of like leading our children by example to like their fullest potential. Trying not to push too hard in one direction. That's going to be hard though, because I feel like as parents and as people, like we have preferences and we don't want to. I just feel like after, well, anyways, Lil fell down today and it broke my heart. And I feel like after today, I just never want to see her get hurt. I never wanted to before, but now it like actually happened before my eyes, and I'm like, I never want to see her get hurt. Let's just like give her the path of least resistance.
But then
that's not
it'd be a
where the
judgment
growth
on her
is.
though.
Yeah, I
she
know.
would be like walking, like she would walk out to the real world and she'd be like, "Oh my goodness,
what is this?" That's what happened to me. I was like literally in this bubble of like perfection and everybody's lovely and the world is a beautiful place and what a great bubble to be in. And then all of a sudden, pop, and that was like I didn't even know. I didn't book doctor's appointments like until well into my adult years. Like my mother packed my lunches until I was graduated high school. Like I didn't do things and I didn't have this like you know, my family's super hardworking, so I understand that, but it's a funny concept of dynamic. But anywho, so we kind of wanted to talk about our future, which I feel like we dabbled in a little bit, but and Lee kind of dropped some nuggets of fun things he's working on, but yeah, like when we decided to do this podcast in this order, I got super like nervous about talking about our future again because my fear of like failing at our goals. But like, you know, not to go too far, we're gonna have a family of 4 plus 4 animals.
It's gonna be 8 of us
next year.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be wild. But I really feel like the shift that we've made even in the last like since Lil's been born has been from like go pace to like slow pace, and I feel like that's our future. Like, you know, being at home, we're gonna have a bigger garden next year, maybe we'll get chickens.
Yeah, we're just gonna slow down. Well, you know what,
slow down a little bit, but also not. It's
gonna be speeding up in a way too, because as we try to become more self-sufficient and all that fun sort of stuff, it's just more work that you have to put into it. But
yeah, chickens might be kind of hard.
Chickens might be, but then we'll just have to learn as we go.
And also, I really want farm fresh eggs, like
they're amazing.
Always.
Farm fresh eggs are
our
the
neighbors
best eggs.
Always give us farm fresh eggs, but I don't want to just take them for free, and she never makes me pay, so we buy like store eggs in between.
Yeah.
And it breaks my heart when we're out of the farm fresh, like beautiful yolks.
Yeah.
Like I just want that
at
our
tastes
fingertips.
So different.
Oh, they're just delicious. So that's part of our future goal, is to like become more self-sufficient, to like connect with the land, which I feel like we're already doing. And it was so beautiful today. Me and Lil were in the garden this morning, which I'm loving as a little ritual. And she was like picking berries and eating them right off the berry bush, and it's like that is a beautiful sight, and that's a big thing for me for our future, is to like watch our kids connect with the land and be grateful for like the food and the fairies and whatever, like, you know,
everything that's
whatever they experience with that connection. But
exactly,
it was really cool to see that.
But yeah, like when it comes to that, like how to set goals, like, how do you go about setting your goals?
Well, I always journal about it, but I'm going to be honest with you, like I am really straying away from that because I'm feeling a lot of disappointment in myself for having these like goals and wants and desires, and I wouldn't even ever really do goals anymore because I feel like that doesn't resonate with me as like a word, but you know, when I think about things I want to like do, and then I write them all down, and then I never fucking do them. I just like feel like a failure. So I don't want to do that anymore. But I did journal a lot about it. I often talked about it, and then you would hold me to it. So I don't really want to do that anymore.
That's
But you're okay. Why don't you tell people how to set goals? Because I'm not as good at it.
Tell them how to set goals. Everyone
how
has
you set goals.
Set goals. I don't know. I just normally just have something in my mind that I want to achieve, and then if I'm stubborn enough, I will achieve it.
I know. But which you are stubborn enough to achieve like 99% of the things you've ever set out to do. You've literally been growing a beard for how long?
Over a year. But that's easy though. That's just something that's just like...
It's not that easy, isn't it itchy?
No, like the first month it's probably
that's
itchy, and then you got some new hairs growing and it gets a little bit itchy, but it's just like...
that's not actually too shabby.
No, you put it on your face and you just let it grow, and you don't
put it on your face?
Sometimes I forget that I have it because it's just part of me.
Yeah.
But like I have a goal of like starting a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Like redoing a YouTube channel with a
this.
passion of it, like, and
doing it with a different energy.
Doing a different energy, because like I don't believe in niching down.
Yeah.
I don't believe in that.
Yeah.
And, like I believe that
you'll find out in our podcast.
Yeah.
It's not just an astrology / spiritual /
no, it's just
parenting
everything. You just you put your things out there, and you hope that someone sticks with them, or you have a common ground with somebody.
Yeah.
And like that's what it's about.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't think like I could sit there and say, okay, all I'm going to talk about is anime. I know anime really well.
Yeah, which you could.
I'm pretty good at it. I could spew shit about that until the cows come home. You know, I could write my own anime if I really wanted to.
That'd be pretty cool.
You know,
that'd be pretty neato.
Mm-hmm. But I don't want to stick with that.
Yeah.
Like I want to talk about music. I want to talk about what's going on in the world. I want to talk about like goal setting. I also want to talk about like, discipline and all this stuff.
Yeah.
And
your mind's a magical place full of things to talk about.
Yeah, and I don't think like if it's not for like everybody, that's okay. But like if it's for like one person, like I cruise through YouTube probably on a daily, and I just kind of see what's out there. And like I don't watch the same videos over and over again. Like I don't watch just a video on anime.
Yeah.
I may watch the theory and I might disagree with the person totally, and I'll be like, Krista, listen to this. This guy's an idiot.
And I'll be like, I have no idea what
she has no idea what I'm talking about. And then
But I feel like that's the one thing I heard recently from one of the people that I follow, and I really agree with their like standpoint, is like there's 8 billion people on this planet. You are not for every single one of them. Mm-hmm. So when you are setting goals, like don't set the goal to be for 8 billion people. Mm-hmm. Like, and I'm not saying niche down or find your target customer or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to do all that crazy business stuff, but like be okay with resonating with a few people. And that was kind of a big thing for me in yoga. It's like not everybody resonates with my style of yoga. I feel like everybody should, because that's part of, I'm just like, well, I'm a yoga teacher and, blah, blah, blah. But like, that's not how life is going to be. It's not going to be every single person's going to be into it. So when you're setting goals or starting something, being okay with like having, I don't want to say selling yourself short, because that's not what I mean.
Never settle. Just never settle, but like.
But be authentic, which is going to attract a certain type of person, which isn't 8 billion people.
Yeah. Know that if you help one person, because I believe that our goals should benefit other people. Yeah. As much as they benefit ourselves. Like I believe that we should always, try to do what's right and best for us as well. Like doing what's best for me is actually going to help my family out a lot. So really, I'm working towards things for myself and my family. But if say you don't have a family, or you're a teenager or whatever, and you're just kind of putting yourself out there, you want to put something new out there, you want to see, or you set a goal to like, I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle within the next like 4 years, let's say, or like, maybe you could probably do that in a year, to be honest, and you want to do it within the 2 years. And you just ask yourself, okay, why do I want to gain 20 pounds of muscle? Like, what is it going to do for you?
I think that's a big part of goal setting and, like, being I don't know if like future casting is the right word. I feel like I've heard that word and I don't know if it's the right term for this, but like goal setting for your future or like looking into your future, it's like there's got to be a big why with a question mark.
Yeah.
You know, like
and I don't know if you guys ever heard of Simon Sinek, but I love his like, what is your why? You know, like the why is like really important. Like why?
So that makes me think of like my creative project that I'm putting out there next week, which actually will be before this podcast even launches.
Yep.
But like I've made a lot of bracelets. It's a bracelet line. I've made a lot of bracelets over the past like 6 years, 7 years, however long I've been making bracelets. And this one's like the most intentional and the most like I resonate with. And the why behind it is like, we literally need people to raise their frequency and their vibration so that this world can be a beautiful place. Yeah. And that's why I want to put those out there and why I want people to wear them. Not because I think it's going to sell, not because I think, well, they are beautiful, but that's not the first, you know, that's not like the core why. It's a really deep, you know, and I should probably share that.
It's to make people feel a certain emotion, because each bracelet has a certain meaning behind it. Yeah, a different crystal and a different vibration and a different healing property. But that to me is like, this is like my way to impact the world on a big scale. And even if I only sell the bracelets I've made so far, you know, the first batch of bracelets, like that'll be impactful to me because those, you know, 70 people or whatever I think I'm going to be making I've put the energy of like raising your vibe to the vibration of love or prosperity or confidence, and like seeing people live out those timelines and those like, I don't know, paths, as opposed to people being stuck in this like really icky energy, because it's there. Yeah, it's gotten heavy, you know. And like, I don't know. All I'm like saying is basically, goals are easier to achieve when you have someone or something else in mind. Exactly. If you have something like that, could be a force driving you. Like a lot, like I don't really tell my goals to a lot of people. Yeah. Like I have goals and like I don't really say them. And I know there's like, if you tell to someone, then they're gonna hold you accountable and blah blah this and that. And like that is something that I don't really need. I just can just say, okay, you know what? Because you're a Capricorn and you can handle your own shit. That's why. You don't need anybody else to tell you how to do it. Like, I just have a goal of doing something and I was like, I'm going to do it. Yeah. And if I don't hit that goal, this is the part of goals too, is like, not every single goal that we're going to set. I swear, if we started a drinking game and everybody had to drink on every time we said goal, they'd be fucking smashed by right now. Oh, I love that. Love that word. Leon loves the word goal. Yeah, I'm a soccer player. I scored a lot of goals. Goal, exactly. And don't bring it so when you set those like goals and stuff like that, and you don't achieve them, part of that is teaching you how to deal with setbacks. Yeah. Because I don't believe in failure. I believe in lessons learned, for sure. You and I have a very different mindset, and I really like the way you just explained that. And like sometimes, if you don't achieve that goal, it might have been for your own good. Yeah. You know? I had a couple of my friends be like, oh, I wonder why Leon, why didn't the store work out? Like, you were clearly on a path of like kicking butt in that industry, or so I thought as a biased person looking in, but like it was not meant to happen like that. I think I would have had a store of really happy workers. I think I would have had a store of really happy workers. I think people would have loved to work at my store. Absolutely. I think the staff would have been really very happy and they would have thought like they would have been like. Well, how happy would you have been? I think if I didn't I think I'd be really caught up in like hitting the numbers and stuff like that, and like, which I feel like would kind of stress that's not really important to me. Yeah, you know, like I ran I was a manager at a fitness studio for a while, and numbers were just shoved numbers were like, it's just a numbers thing, like, you know, like how many people are gonna lose, how many people are gonna go on freezes, and how many, you know, and it's just like that doesn't really matter. But first, we're going through COVID, and no one really wants to come out or anything like that. No one wants to work out in a mask. That's a dumb idea. Yeah, and like asking, it's so like it's also just like what can we do to make the people that we have now, right? Like now happy? Like what can we do to keep those people satisfied? And like, how can you make things more enjoyable for them? Like people are going to come back. Like people are going to see them having fun, blah, blah, blah. Oh, what's that all about? You know, sort of thing. So like, let's focus on those people right now. And yeah, we're going to get new people and stuff like that because we have promotions and stuff like that. And yeah, we're going to lose people. You know, I was at a gym. I was at a gym and I quit that gym. You know,
not because of the vid though.
Not because of the vid. Because I was moving and I just didn't really see the need to go work at a gym. And I had all
we have a gym. We had a gym in our apartment.
Yeah. So like I don't know, I was paying $60-$70 a month, and I had all the equipment in it, you know, that I needed anyways, right?
Yeah.
But like, so that sort of stuff happens. But like, trying to hit KPIs is
hate those.
Yeah, it's just a dumb. I personally think it's a dumb.
Just didn't resonate with you.
Yeah, it just didn't resonate with me.
He's gonna get real like snippy about KPIs. You're pretty good.
But I'm fired up right now.
Leon's fired up about goals. This is what Leon gets fired up about.
Yeah, and I just think that like our goal, like I don't know, our goal should be to help the people around us to make us as a collective group have a better life. You know?
I'm into that, yeah.
So if I can like create something, or I can tell stories that make people either laugh or feel like that what they're going through is like someone's been through it as well, and realize that there's another side to that sort of thing. There's a green, like a bright light at the end of the tunnel.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you know I achieved my goal, and if I can make someone laugh until they pee their pants, like I achieved the ultimate goal.
The ultimate goal.
Because I love.
Please don't try that, because I could probably easily pee my pants at this stage of my life.
Yes, you sneeze and you pee your pants.
One sneeze and I'm done.
So like, if you have a hard time setting goals, or you have a hard time achieving your goals, stop and think why you're doing them.
Yeah.
You know, are you doing it for yourself?
Yeah.
Are you just doing it to make people jealous, or are you doing it because
or like
you
get followers or instant gratification or whatever, right?
Or you're doing this to help people.
Yeah.
You know, and helping people, and like I don't know, my family is, I want to help my family as much, and like just give them the life that they deserve, but also like show them like you gotta work a little bit.
Yeah.
You gotta work a little bit, and you gotta like.
Yeah, we won't be raising like
be
kids
happy
who
when you're doing it.
Yeah.
And it's okay to stop at some point and be like, this is not for me.
Yeah.
And I think that's the hardest lesson.
That is, yeah. That's gonna be a tough one to teach too.
Because like for me to like say, you know what, I don't really want to own a store anymore. It probably looked like to other people like, oh, you just gave up and you didn't get that store, so you gave up. But there were so many different factors.
You went through like a total mindset shift that like altered your
like it was like
your path.
Yeah, like I had in that moment, like I didn't get the store, and then a member of my family passed away, and then one of my good friends, his dad passed away, which within all like it was all week of each other.
That was really awful.
And then I just kind of had like what am I doing?
Yeah.
You know?
A holy shit moment.
Yeah.
And that was like a few months before we conceived Lil.
Yeah. So like there's just a big
I feel like she was part of your plan to like change that and navigate you through that. She like came in and she's like, you know what, Dad?
You're shifting.
Here I am.
Yeah, I'm shifting.
I feel you shifting. Now you're gonna have to really fucking shake things up.
and you know, I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because the goals that I have now, I'm hitting them. And the goals that I'll make in the future, I'll know I'll hit them. And if I don't hit them, it's okay.
I feel like that's a really beautiful way of looking at children, because I personally, I don't think my goals changed a lot with Lil. I feel like they did because now we have a family, but I kept trying to be who I was until literally like a few weeks ago, and the second baby, and I'm like, okay, who I was in Regina, who I was when we first moved here, who I was like literally yesterday is not the same person I am now. It's just not. And my goals have changed. But children, Lil, because she's here, but this other baby, because things are about to get real crazy. Like I just don't want to keep feeling like my goals will never be met because they're too selfish, which they kind of were for a while. And so instead I'm just shifting into like more things that align with me and how I'm feeling right now, and also not putting so much pressure on them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
like if I didn't have to set a goal for a while, I'd be actually pretty happy with that.
And that's part of the thing too. It's like if you are trying to achieve something, don't just take the pressure off of it.
Yeah.
Just realize like it's fun. Make it a game. Make it, you know.
Yeah, like have some fucking fun. Like that's the problem in this world. I feel like is we're all pretty stuck in these like really serious mindsets, and like
nothing's ever serious. Well, there's some things that are serious, but like...
Okay, well, there's a few things.
Nothing really... You don't have to make everything serious. And,
yeah.
You know, you can just go in and have a good time and...
It's so funny because you're like an interesting, like, everything's good, everything's funny, life is supposed to be chill, and then you're also like, goals for life.
Yeah.
You have like such interesting different sides to you that like come together really well. Because you get shit done, but you also have so much fun doing it.
Mm-hmm. Goals are fun to me.
Yeah.
Goals are like it's like a challenge. But I love challenges though. But that's just part of my competitive side though.
Yeah.
It's just
that's the way that your inner soccer player comes out to play and score a goal, rip down the thing and be a sniper. What are those called? Scorer. Striker. Scorer.
Striker. And
were you always a striker?
Yeah, I played midfield a little bit though, but I like.
But you were a striker.
That was fast as fuck, boy.
Yeah, he is. That's why you won't ever wear sandals.
Yeah.
Because in case he has to run away from something.
You want to run away from something or chase someone down? Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't chase anyone in sandals.
Like, I just don't understand why that would be the reason why you wouldn't want to wear sandals.
Could you know, one day that we wear sandals out.
But like, who and why? Would they take my backpack?
Did you take your backpack, but which has your cell phone in it and some diapers?
Is that like what you imagine happening though? Is like someone taking something so you have to run after them, or someone running after you? Why?
No, I think
What's the scenario here?
So I have this hero complex. Where I think like if something bad happens, then I can just be there to save the day.
So sandals do not, and no superhero ever wears fucking flip flops.
No, like they just never get.
A goal in Leon's life is to be a superhero.
Yeah, like what
actually, you should overcome that challenge, Leon, and set a goal to be able to run in flip flops. I dare you.
I'd probably do it. Probably just run with high knees though. High knees. You know, not trip on them. But like, and like.
Swerve.
But like, yeah, if you set a goal, so say you
we're back on goals.
Yeah, say if you set a goal, and
he really wouldn't take the hint to change the subject.
No, you set a goal, and you say, because for you, like you say, you have a lot of pressure on it, and
I
not
do.
making it, and
I do. I put pressure on myself.
Yeah, you put pressure on yourself, and it's okay. Like it just means that it's important to you, but. To adapt to that and swerve, because some goals may take a lifetime.
Yeah, I know.
To hit.
I just can't think that far. It freaks me out.
And like,
yeah, I
have a goal of writing a book.
Yeah,
you know that's one of my goals.
Yeah,
to write a book. But I know in my heart that book probably won't be done for another couple of years.
Yeah.
Because I have so many things, and I just know that. But also that's good because that means I can add more to it. But I don't want it to be a very big book. I don't want it like I don't like reading books that are 600 pages or more.
Have you ever read I don't never
yeah,
in
Harry
my
Potter,
life.
Man.
Never.
You read Harry Potter?
I'm pretty sure my mom read that to me.
Hey, that's a good book.
Speaking of packing my lunches till grade 12, she also read all my books to me till grade 12. Then I went and had to try to study at college. I was like, what? I have to read? Can you help me, Mom?
Oh my goodness.
I'm a terrible reader.
I like reading, but I'm not very good at reading. When I want to read, I'm tired, so
I know.
I look at the words.
How do people lay in bed and read?
Yeah, the words just mesh together. It's like one long run-on sentence. It's
good question for the audience here. When do you read, and how do you read, and how do you stay awake? Because I even think about like, oh, I'm reading a book while I'm enjoying my. Oh God.
Sorry, that's ice.
So loud. Like, when do people read effectively?
Well,
how do people like buzz through all these books?
I'll let you a secret. If you watch anime in Japanese or the actual language is supposed to be in, then you read the subtitles. You're reading it and you're having a great time. So right now I'm watching. I'm really into Bollywood movies. I'm really into Bollywood
Which
movies.
are also subtitled.
And they're so good. I love the action, and then from the action you can just like break into singing and dancing. I'm just like, this is like the best thing ever.
It goes from like 80s shitty kung fu or whatever era that was from to like literal High School Musical in the snap of a finger.
And it's amazing, and that's what keeps me.
But also, while you're reading subtitles, like my brain couldn't comprehend that.
Oh my goodness, it's so good.
I'm realizing through this podcast how very different we are in our little quirky things.
Oh, I love Bollywood movies.
He loves the Bollywood movies. The word goals.
Yeah.
Setting goals. Achieving goals.
But about achieving a goal. Sometimes when you achieve a goal, do you ever have the feeling where you're just like, well, that's done? That's the worst feeling in the world.
What do you mean, like, that's done? Like, oh, well, that wasn't very good. Or is it like, oh, that's done. I finished it. Good for me.
Yeah, but then, like, it's just like...
I'll tell you, I ran 5 fucking half marathons, and every time at the end, I was like, what have I done? Why did I do that?
Yeah, but then give yourself, a day or two.
Still, I would just walk around with my medal and be so proud. But like, who gives a shit?
That's important. That's like, as you achieve smaller goals and bigger, and then goals of that, you give yourself the confidence to achieve more goals.
It was an ego-based goal. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
But I think there was a lot to be learned when I'm like young, trying to train for a marathon and work a job and go to college and all these things. But now I look back, and if you told me, let's train for a marathon, I would say no. That's not a goal I wish to achieve.
Yeah.
/do / even think about in my brain. Like, most days my goal is to get all of the dishes done.
That's pretty good. You do a really good job
of that. I don't
always
get that goal.
You hit it pretty good. It may not be done that night, but it's done in the morning.
I don't know. Nothing worse than waking up to dishes, though.
That's okay.
Yeah. But see, those are my goals, because like 99% of the time I can't fail that. I sometimes do. But like, if I set out a goal to write an Oracle deck, which I have, and then I just get so overwhelmed, then I just freeze. Like, I get paralyzed, and then I say, okay, on to the next thing that I know I can achieve. I know I'm really good at making bracelets, and I know I'm good at being intentional with creativity like that. So I went for it.
But what if you looked at that moment of freezing as just taking a step back and looking at, okay, I'm feeling overwhelmed. I'm feeling a little bit
You're
anxious.
not a now or never person. That's the way I operate, which is not healthy, and I know that's like.
I'm a ride or die person. I go pretty.
No,
pretty
I
hard.
know, but you're able to like step back and assess, whereas I'm just like, that's gone forever.
Most of the time, I step back because I'm normally doing something that I would hurt myself in, so I have to step back and be like, am I gonna hurt myself pretty bad, or will I just hurt myself a little bit? Time out, yeah. But like, yeah, it's a moment just to kind of sit back and be like, because I know you're gonna get that deck done. That's something that's in your heart, and that's something that you want to bring out into the world.
Well, I just can't keep denying that big owl feather I found when I asked the universe if I should be doing that.
Yeah, and
that's fucking huge. But I said, give me a sign I should be doing this, and they literally gave me a 1-foot owl feather.
Yeah, maybe when you're old and gray and you're a little bit wiser, that deck will
maybe I
come.
need to become an owl. Like in wisdom, in the wisdom sense, to do it.
Yeah.
But see, I would just give up because I've written like 1 or 2 books, or started writing 1 or 2 books. Just done.
I always had a thing where I'd write a book, and we were supposed to write books in high school. It was one of our assignments, and I just didn't know how to end it. The endings are so I just ended.
I know you don't know how to end it. Yeah, 58 minutes later.
This is a longer one. I ended it with to be continued, and the teacher really liked it, and she's like, "Well, so how's it gonna end?" And I was like, "I have no idea," because sometimes things just don't end.
I know.
Sometimes you just gotta keep going.
But I don't. I say I know, but I actually don't have that essence. You really do. You're so good at that.
Oh, I'm just lazy.
No, you're not.
I'm just kidding.
That's the last word I'd ever describe you as.
No, but you adapt. You move.
It's so interesting. I was thinking about when you're talking about adapting and changing, like, from what I've learned through my astrology chart, which I know that's a whole nother topic, but like, I am forever transforming and forever changing. It's part of my makeup. It's part of why I'm here, but yet I fucking hate change. So riddle me that. This is literally like a karmic blueprint of my life to like transform and change and evolve and transform and change. Like many times through my short, almost 30 years of living, have I shed a layer of skin and started new.
But you're still young.
Yeah, but I mean, like, why can't I do that? Like, I'm so good at that just naturally, but I've also put up such a resistance when it's like out of my control or like.
That's the other thing, it's out of your control.
Yeah, that's a whole other thing.
So when you feel like you lose control or you don't have control,
yeah,
you just leave it. You don't leave it. You just put your hands up for a second.
Surrender.
Take a breather.
I think that's when like the energy of flow and trust and surrender comes in, as opposed to like that go get it. Because goals and setting goals and achieving goals is a very masculine driven energy. We've talked about this a lot over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It's very like, it's the yang side of the yin yang symbol. It's the doing. And sometimes the being is just as important.
Yeah. But like the goals I think that I've achieved have all come through just by flowing with it.
Yeah.
But
you find good balance. You do the work and then you trust.
Yeah,
whereas I feel like
trusting
now,
yourself. You gotta trust yourself. And
right now I'm just learning how to like, because I'm really good at doing things. Like I can get shit done, and then I don't have the trust, so then it doesn't always follow through.
Yeah.
Trust. So right now I'm just trying to live in that like yin space, that feminine space of like, I trust this, I surrender to this. We'll see how it goes. It's been a couple days.
Trust yourself. Believe in the me that believes in you. That's what I always say.
Believe in the me that believes in you, that believes in you, that believes in me.
No, just believe in the me. Believe in you that believes in me.
A million different fingers.
Yeah, just believe in the you that believes in me, or believe in the me that believes in you. Yeah, somewhere.
Believe in the me that
believe
believes
in
in you.
you.
Yeah, you've said that to me a few times. I feel like
I got that from an anime. So, yeah.
I swear, we're not sponsored by anime, and we're not sponsored by the word goals. We should be.
We should be. But like, yeah, just trust yourselves and just know that just because you have to take a step back and just take a look at the bigger picture and ask yourself why, doesn't mean that you're quitting.
Yeah.
Because you'll achieve what you're meant to achieve, you know?
Yeah. I like that, huh?
Yeah.
That's a pretty good...
Because the world is your oyster. Oysters, I don't know if they're delicious or not, but...
Yuck. I wouldn't eat an oyster if my life depended on it.
I want to try them. I'm going to try those.
I heard they're an aphrodisiac, though.
Aphrodisiac wasn't for what?
Doing it.
Oh,
I mean, I personally wouldn't think of like sucking a slippery oyster out of a shell in front of someone sexy. That's not really my cup of tea.
Yeah, slurping it like.
Ugh, that makes me kind of go bleh. And also the thought of a fishy, like you got fish breath, and like what's hot about that?
Is it a fish or is it a?
It's a seafood.
It's a seafood. Eh?
I think it's in the ocean.
Yeah, oysters. I always think of those like little otters freaking trying to put them on their bellies with a rock and try to splash them open. What are those things?
Aww, a little like...
Are they clams or what do they do?
I don't know. I've never heard of that, but that sounds like the sweetest, cutest
otters
little
are so cute.
National Geographic episode ever.
Yeah, just stick them on their bellies and have a rock and you smash these things open so they can eat them. Oh, it's the greatest thing ever.
Aww.
Otters.
They're so
It's a sweet
cute.
word.
Otter. Actually, that's a really beautiful card in your animal deck.
Yeah,
I like that energy. Well, I feel like we should wrap it up. It's been an hour.
An hour
of talking about goals with a Capricorn. I'm just gonna name this episode "Goals with a Capricorn."
Yeah, I love it.
Fuck naming it Our Future. Hashtag Goals with a Capricorn.
Our goals for our future. We should quickly talk about this for 5 minutes. So, goals for our future. So, personally, I want to go to BC.
I know.
I want to BC by water.
Yeah.
And the mountains. And I want our kids to grow up with beautiful nature.
Yeah, me too. I'm into that goal.
And I want nature to be their teacher. Yeah, they can
we're
go
homeschooling, huh?
No, they're going to school. They're going to go to school to learn socialization, and all that sort of stuff. But if our school curriculum, like our school, doesn't
there are nature schools.
Yeah, there is. Yeah, but I find that like the school right now is just not really.
Okay, let's not get on a tangent because we've got 5 minutes to tell people our goals.
I'm not gonna go tangent. I'm just gonna say like it could be better, and it could be better. But like we're gonna build a pole barn or an A-frame, or maybe both in one. Maybe a pole barn A-frame house. That'd be sweet. With
Yeah, like a
court.
barn A-frame
Just kidding.
that we build with our own bare hands.
But like, yeah, and just having that, because I just know that our family would just thrive.
I feel like our big goal, like details aside, is to have a piece of land with a home that our kids can always come back to.
Yeah, I don't want to ever sell it.
No, I just want to have like a homestead kind of thing. You know, it doesn't, like, the details don't matter. I like to get hung up on the way we decorate and all this because I like that sort of
it's
stuff.
It's gonna be Krista's decorating anyway.
For sure.
Like,
You're gonna build
pillows everywhere.
Pillows everywhere because I love pillows.
Maybe just build a house made of pillows.
That'd be kind of nice. That'd be really soft. They get very dirty.
Yep.
But like the biggest goal is like to have a place that we love to live, that our kids will always feel like they can come home with their families, maybe. You know, like
when we retire, we're living on the road in the Winnebago, baby.
Yeah, well, that's up for discussion.
Or we can live.
I think that we're gonna go buy a piece of land in Jamaica.
Oh, I want to live in Hawaii.
Oh, well, that's changed since our recent conversation about Jamaica. Actually, we were talking Hawaii a while ago.
Yeah.
Oof.
Hawaii.
See why goals are fucking scary for me? I'm just like, they change all the time. I can't.
Just like us, we change every single day.
It's true.
Ever evolving.
Ever evolving goals, ever evolving people.
Mm-hmm.
So, needless to say, our biggest goal is to really just cultivate love in our family.
Yeah.
And just raise our kids in that energy.
Just so they can,
they can be the best that they live out their highest destiny and be their best selves.
Even if they want to be lawyers.
That's fine.
Or doctors, just as long as they love it and they're happy with
as long as it feels good in their heart, not because we ever shoved anything down their throat or.
But if any of them get to be professional soccer players, I'm totally coaching them.
And also, we're totally moving to Ireland.
Ireland would be beautiful.
To watch them play.
Ireland would be amazing.
Totally.
It's always raining there. I love rain.
I don't know if I'm into that, though. Oh, it's really pretty, though.
The rain is beautiful.
Yeah.
Cleanses you.
A rain cleanse.
My goal is to create rain. Learn the rain dance. And then always have it raining. Whenever I don't want to do anything, and I just want to watch anime on the TV.
Which is, like, what? The 4 days that you're off? That's not true.
No, I like to watch TV at nighttime.
Yeah.
Before I go to bed.
Which we would normally be watching TV right now.
Yeah, like, probably after this, I'll probably sit down and watch some anime.
Yeah, we're recording another episode because your goal is to get 2 done tonight, so we have to fucking achieve
Is that my goal?
Actually, that was my goal. But
that's your goal? We can know
it's way too late.
What time is it right now?
It's 10.
Ooh.
Oh my god, it's way past our bedtime.
I can only watch one episode tonight, though.
Also, I feel like I'm gonna have more pizza.
You're hungry for pizza?
Yeah, midnight snack.
I'm not that hungry. I brushed my teeth already.
And you drank that drink?
It was water.
With sugar in it.
I brushed my teeth. It's guarded. That's how it works, right?
Leon doesn't understand toothbrushing. It isn't a night guard, Lee.
Then why do we brush our teeth?
Before bed? Yeah. So that your breath doesn't smell extra horrible in the morning?
Is that the reason why we brush our teeth?
I don't know. I feel like that's a weird goal that we have, but we achieve it every night, mostly.
I don't.
Yeah, I'm probably going to eat pizza and not brush my teeth and then have garlic flavor in my mouth.
That's all right. That's all right. Because you brush your teeth every morning.
Because now that we have a king bed, Leon doesn't have to smell my breath anymore.
No.
Or you touch me ever again.
It's amazing.
We literally sleep on opposite ends of the bed. And hey, though, that is a pretty good goal that we achieved. If we want to talk about a goal that we achieved, which we didn't really talk about.
We wanted a king bed.
We wanted a king bed. We set ourselves up financially to buy it and not have to, like, credit everything. Mm-hmm. And we just did it. And we got it. And it feels fucking great.
Yep.
So.
We have an adult belt. High five, baby. High five. Okay, well.
All right, well, an hour and 8 minutes later.
Yep.
You've heard a Capricorn talk about goals.
I love goals.
I know you do, and I'm proud of you for that.
Wait till you, come to my YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And
we'll link his YouTube channel below.
We'll have a great discussion.
Because by the time this episode comes out, your YouTube channel will be launched.
Yeah, August 8th is when I want to do it.
Yeah.
So 8/8.
8/8. The 8/8 Lionsgate portal.
What's that? Is that good or bad?
I feel like that's a good sign.
Okay, cool. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
Illuminati.
Yeah, Leon the Lion is launching his podcast on Lionsgate.
Lionsgate.
I mean, yeah, your podcast or your YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
So thanks for listening to us for an hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah.
It has been fun.
Yeah.
I didn't think talking about goals was going to be as fun, but.
No. And then the next episode, we'll just it'll be something different.
It's going to be something, we're not going to like talk, well, we're going to talk about our lives, but it's not going to be this like chronological thing. Now we're into some cool...
That's done and out of the way. We want to basically get you guys to get to know us a little bit better.
Yeah.
Now that's done. You know us well enough.
Yeah, we'll keep you updated. Yeah. We are finding out the gender of our child soon, so maybe we'll let everybody know.
It's a girl.
We'll let that slide on the podcast.
Let's make a bet.
Yeah, we're gonna actually ask everybody on the pod to make a bet for $5 and see how much money we can. Cha-ching. My goal is to make $500 off that bet. And win it. How does that work? Anyways, we better not go down that. So the next one we will talk about
whatever we feel like.
We've got a list of amazing things to chat about. Yeah. And maybe they won't be an hour from now on because we really wanted to like set the stage. But who knows? Maybe they will. Leon can talk.
The thing about podcasts is that they are supposed to be as long as however you need them to be. Yeah. They can be 5 minutes or they can be 3 hours. Look at Joe Rogan.
Only talk 3 for 5 minutes. Well, no. Joe, that's insanity.
Yeah, 3 hours.
Who has 3 hours to fucking listen to that?
I do. Maybe not all in one sitting.
Yeah, that's true. But again, see, I'm like, oh, well, done that. On to the next. Shed that skin.
Well, I did a lot of driving pretty far away, so I could listen to 5 Joe Rogan podcasts with all the driving I did in one trip. So, yeah.
There's never a 3 hour span in my life where I'm not either parenting, sleeping. Like, she doesn't sleep for 3 hours. And I couldn't stay up for 3 hours after her bedtime to listen to something.
That's true.
And I couldn't listen in front of her. I'd feel kind of rude.
I've done before. She's listened with me or she's played.
Yeah.
And just keep an eye on her. Not for 3 hours, but like an hour.
Yeah, I can do an hour, but that's what I'm...
She's just kind of like, hey, Dad.
She'd get bored.
She's amazing.
She is amazing.
I love our daughter.
She's the coolest, you guys. Yeah. When she can talk, we'll have her on here.
Ooh, 111.
All right, we're going to say goodbye.
Wait, we should wait till 11111.
Okay, ready?
3, 2,
Bye, guys.
Bye.